can I put my purse? It has all my things in it. It's my bingo chips.
Steve's in charge of ball juggling.
All inquiries about balls can be directed to me.
Do I need to be louder?
I guess to kind of jump right into it, we're an interesting little group. We're a collective of contemporary painters and illustrators and designers that make up the Circus Posterus collective. We each sort of have our own sort of journeys, and then we meet sort of in this company where we design merchandise and product and shows and events and experiences. Basically, I guess a lot of people usually have questions about the toy industry, what we've accomplished, who we are, what specifically we've done, how we feel about the arts industry, which is a very interesting subject because we're very
angry,
opinionated. We should start with a bit on the gallery industry.
On the gallery industry.
Because we all paint, have events and shows.
Let's see. I don't like theme shows. I'll say that right now without naming any gallery specifically.
In some circles, we're kind of considered pricks, to be honest with you, because we're opinionated about what we want to do. And we've been kind of blackballed by some companies because we just would not go along with them, and they just would not work with us on anything.
If, company A screws over, Chris, everybody knows about it really fast. And so,
and then we burn their factory.
And then we burn them down.
Here's the thing, is it's really easy for people to sit and go, oh, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. The whole point of Circus Posterus was, there was an awful lot of disagreement about the way things were being done. So rather than just be those artists who sit around on Twitter with their thumbs up their ass all day going, I hate it. The whole idea is to take a disagreement with the way things are being done and then simply turn that into, well, then let's try it differently. Like, let's take this, and instead of making it a negative thing that we have an issue with, instead of making it a problem for ourselves, let's just turn this into an opportunity for ourselves and for our fellow artists.
And yeah. Thanks, guys.
We work with a lot of emerging artists. When we met
I'm emerging
Chris.
still?
Now you're more known, but when we first met
How long do I have to do this?
When we first met Chris, no one wanted him, he couldn't get a show anywhere, and
Where's the gallery and how do you get into it?
you show
There's a front
up
door.
and you come during gallery hours. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and soon possibly to be expanding to another state soon.
What?
And no. Possibly. I'll leave that alone.
There's
In October, we have a vintage Halloween show that we're really excited about. And
Is it a theme show?
it is. It's a theme show, but it's for the artists who work in that theme. It's not like I'm asking anyone to do Garfield paintings who don't paint Garfield.
What about South Park paintings?
You can't do Well, we work with the university there in town, University of New Mexico. We're trying to get more involved with them, but we invite classes to come and discuss art. Even if you don't like the art, it's important to be able to talk about things and what it is you don't like, or what it is that an artist is trying to say. Because everything, whether you want to admit it or not, everything is a reflection. And so art historically has always been some sort of reflection of the society of that time. And so we think that's really important. And just being part of us opening a gallery that's also a toy store is that we hope it'll be less intimidating for people to come in and actually ask questions. So
there's also another interesting thing happening where it's like a lot of the sort of younger professors right now that are sort of open to lowbrow are also getting they're sort of backing their students into kind of emulating the artists that are already out there in a way. And a lot of galleries are also pushing that too, because an artist can actually price themselves out of a certain market. And what they'll do is they'll hunt down the next younger artist that looks like that's copied that artist because it fits into
Well, because they have a market that they're trying to fill.
So
Sure.
I always recommend to any artist that it's very important to try and find an original voice. Everyone starts out by emulating. There's no way around it. Well, exactly. I mean, that's a whole different.
Which
that's
is
a
funny
panel
because
down the road,
anime is a
actually.
reflection of American illustration, which started with the Walt Disney and the
Bambi,
animation
yeah.
movement, and so everything. I mean, everything is influenced by everything else. And if that's what gets you started and that's what you're attracted to, but build your own style out of it, because it's like how many anime artists are there? If you want to stand out, you have to have a unique voice.
Sure. So there's a film coming out soon. It's actually traveling the like film festival and animation festival circuit right now. So unfortunately, unless you go to one of these festivals where it's playing, you can't see it anywhere because they can't show it to any audience other than the film festival audience, or else it gets disqualified from. I guess that's how it works. Films need to stay in the circuit until they're then released. So for the next year, it's going to be traveling. So if your town has a film festival, check and see if
Is there a website that you can go to check out where this is traveling?
Probably. It has a Facebook page. The film is called The Maker. And it's
a Vimeo page.
There's a Vimeo page, and the trailer is also on YouTube. If you just go to YouTube and type in The Maker trailer, and if you're familiar with what my stuff looks like, the picture is like one of my dudes right there. It's a 4-minute long stop motion film about this kind of
It's beautiful,
tall.
and it will make you cry.
I cried.
I bet.
This tall,
awesome.
tall, lanky creature in a tailcoat, and he needs to. The premise is that he needs to make something very important, but he only has a very short amount of time to do it in. So the story of the film is his struggle to finish this goal that he needs to do. If you go to my Facebook fan page, I think down on the thing it says I only like 2 things. I like Stranger Factory and The Maker. So you can find it through my Facebook.
So into yourself.
I know. I only like 2 things in this world.
Both are me.
And they're both myself.
How are you guys abroad? Oh, there's so much.
I would ask these two that. How are you abroad?
I know. I said that. It was coming out of my mouth. I was like, I shouldn't do that. Just let it
Do a
go.
bit extra.
Chris snores and stays out all night,
I
and
do.
then Travis Louie gets up very early. So
I keep
between the
them
2
young.
of them, we don't like to share
And he uses a
rooms.
mouse with his laptop.
Yeah.
Travis Louie uses a mouse.
I mean, we travel a lot. We try and schedule things a lot because we do. We collaborate quite a bit. I mean, Brandt's on the phone to everybody like at least every other
It's
day.
a lot of phone
We're
and email.
emailing back and forth.
Skype.
We're on the message
Yeah.
boards
No
back.
Skype.
No Skype. No one wants
You
to
know-
look at each
you
other.
know-
No one likes it.
Yeah, if you would see what we look like when we're in our studios.
Yeah.
This is totally dressed up.
We're so well put
Chris
together.
has got clothes on.
Oh,
Yeah. Steve actually
These shirts are
showered,
so
yeah.
restricting.
Break apart.
I actually
Yeah.
dress like this all the
Steve's
time.
a very, very
He's
well
very
dressed
dapper.
man.
I'm a dandy.
There's
Stories.
As well. Yeah.
The show in Japan was the way they set it up was amazing. It was higher caliber
It
than
was
anything I'd
the
ever
most
been.
beautiful
I mean, we saw
space
videos of them
ever.
picking up our stuff with white gloves on and
Wow.
putting it in these
Amazing.
museum
Yeah.
cases that they built in this 16th century
Custom.
Edo.
It was an
You know,
old sake
sorry,
factory.
yeah, sake
with,
brewery,
I mean,
yeah.
how high were those ceilings? Like 400 feet
It was
tall? It was
crazy.
crazy.
Stars
Yeah.
would be.
Gorgeous.
I'm like, don't these people know who we are?
So we're very lucky that we have, and I'm not kissing everyone's ass because you're all in this room right now, but we
she
have
doesn't do
really
that.
awesome fans. I don't. I'm mean. I'm Chobo.
Yeah.
No, but we're really
This is
lucky
where you have a
that-
close-up into my face.
Yeah.
When I make my stuff, don't everyone ever cut them open because it's kind of like I just
There's blood
yeah,
everywhere.
like I make everything that as long as you don't see what's on the inside, it looks awesome on the outside and it's held together great. But inside, it's just whatever goes to keep it looking good.
Steve can do yo-yo tricks. That's
Very nice.
It was either that or go to college. And the yo-yo plays amazingly, and everything just snaps together with like the press of a button. Like it's just this really neat little piece of engineering that you can then throw and hit yourself in the face with.
just for fun.
Can you hit yourself in the nuts with it?
Yeah, where is that video?
Yeah, there's
actually-
a new video.
It was a great video
if you go
online
to-
of Chris hitting
if you
himself
go
in the
to-
nuts with a yo-yo.
Yeah, you
In
go to
slow motion and repeat
In
it.
slow motion.
if you go to
You're making great
365yoyotricks.com, that's my project where I create, film, and
Say it again.
365yoyotricks.com.
Okay.
Every day I make up a new trick and put it online. And last night's trick was Chris hitting himself in the nuts.
It was a collaborative effort.
Is that a hard trick?
Yeah, what's
Show us
the
again,
name of
Gary.
what's the name of the trick, Steve?
The name of the trick is whoop, 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 whoop.
Dubstep.
Sorry, yeah.
It's a dubstep. Anybody can do it. It's really hard to master.
I'm going to be teaching lessons at the Circus Posterus.
I nailed it first try.
Come by and pick up one of Kathie or Brandt's yo-yos, and I'll be happy to hit you in the nuts with it.